flourish wherever you're planted. And don't say to other people fruit is nasty. If you don't like oranges, you just don't like oranges. Nothing wrong with orange. It's one of the mightiest forms of vitamin C you can get. If your body is not tolerant to it, this is for sure. You got to have vitamin C. You just have to get it in another form. You can't get it in the easiest form by the drinking of citrus. So now you got to do something else to get vitamin C. Nothing wrong with it. But you're going to have to plant yourself somewhere because it's time to flourish. And so he says, those who are planted, say planted. You got to be planted. When you plant it, you just don't get up and run. When you plant it, you just don't stay home. When you plant it, you just don't make a decision that I ain't going to do it today, I ain't going today, and I ain't giving today. When you plant and the roots make you do stuff you don't want to do. When a tree is planted, it don't make a difference whether it wants to bloom or not. The roots make it bloom. In season. I am going to cause you to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. Now, we've talked about that before. We're not going to dwell long there. The next, you're going to bring forth fruit in your season. When you plant yourself, you're going to bring forth fruit. You cannot bring forth fruit and not be planted. It takes the root system a minute, depending on the plant, to mature and to acclimate to the soil that it's in. It takes a while. That's why certain plants, you can plant them years ahead of time and don't see no budding, because it's developing an intricate root system. It's searching, it's scratching, looking for what it needs out of the soil to bring forth what it is. You can plant many different types of plants in the same soil. Because it's a pear tree doesn't mean you can't plant an apple tree. It just means the pear tree has its own root system versus the apple trees. Oh, y'all getting it? Now, what you can't plant there is an orchid, because the orchid has nothing in common with the soil that brings forth citrus tree. Y'all ain't hearing for. It needs a rainforest type of environment. But you can't say because the pear tree is bringing forth fruit and the apple tree is just beginning to bud that something's wrong with the soil. It's not the soil, it's the intricacy of the tree. But the promise is if you plant it in the right soil, it's going to bring forth fruit. Now you can't take the apple tree to the rainforest of the Congo. Rich, deep, black soil. But because it's so saturated, it will cause the root system of the apple tree to rot. Anybody getting anything here today? So first thing you need to identify, what type of planting are you? I think we go about it backwards, George. We look at the soil and decide we want to be planted there. We don't look at ourselves and make a decision what kind of soil we need to be planted in. We look at the church or the different types of churches, be it on TV, on satellite, or however, and ooh, that soil is rich. I know if I plant there, I'm going to come up. You might rot. You go over there, you plant yourself, become faithful, don't ever bring, then you rot. Now something wrong with the soil. Now you want to bash. It wasn't the church, baby. It was you. It was not the right type of soil to bring forth your fruit. So you have to, first examination, first thing is prayer. Because the Father knows where He wants to plant you. And then the second thing is examination. What type of planting am I? If I am a studious person who loves study, it's no need for me to go to a church where they preach hard. Where I really can't understand what's going on. You know? If I'm a traditional person more so, I love that hard preaching and that hoop. No need for me to go to a church where they're going to teach me the whole time. I came here for a hoop. I need somebody to lift me up. Look at y'all ain't getting it for me. You have to know what type of planting you are. Now, 7 things I want you, when you examine, when you, first of all, pray. Because sometimes the Father just don't send you straight to it. He wants to show you what's out there. So He'll send you around, several of them. Tell you to stay a minute.
That's right, Pastor.
So once you've prayed, then you try your best to identify, who am I? What am I drawn to? People, well, what is my purpose? I tell people all the time, you just get in the church, get saved, get in the church, and begin to do service, and you will be drawn to you. You just find yourself doing who you are. You do you. That's not a bad thing. You will do you. If you are gifted to be a pastor, you'll find yourself pastoring. If you are gifted to be a youth minister, you'll find yourself in the youth ministry. If you are gifted for helps, you'll find yourself. You are automatically drawn to what you are. You don't need to sit down and really pray and just fast and all of that. Well, what is my purpose? You're drawn to your purpose. Now, if you ain't drawn to nothing, now you need to check yourself. Because we all have been made fruitful and told to increase. So you seek the Father, and then you identify who you are, what you like pertaining to church now. And then these 7 things. When you attend a church, is it a witness in your spirit? Did you enjoy it? Because see, enjoying church to you might be that the music was good and you got all excited enjoying. To me, I learned something new and deep. So I really need a quieter set. And Charles Stanley is one of my teachers. Don't y'all talk about the man. Leave him alone. Like, Charles Stanley. How can you listen to that? He did. He did. I'm not going to miss Manifest. Perry Stone. That's my boy. Hey. So that would be enjoyment. What is enjoyment for you? Nothing wrong with, did you enjoy yourself? Okay. Did you get challenged spiritually? Meaning, did it make you want to do better? This is important. Did you fit into the congregation? Number 4, do you find agreement with the vision of the church? If it's a church that's trying to build a school and you ain't got no inkling or care for a school, you can't catch the vision. And if you plant yourself over there, then you're going to come up against the man or the woman of God, because you're going to come against the vision.
That's right.
I don't think we need to spend money on that. That's a waste. They got public schools. Why are we trying to do, make sure that you agree with the church's vision. All right? Is the church, number 5, is the church able to equip you to do the will of God in your life? Because remember, the church is the equipping ground.
That's right.
Can the church train you to do you? Number 6. Can you find spiritual food to eat in this church? Because there's a lot of anorexic Christians sitting up faithfully because they planted themselves in soil that's just completely stripped of any nutrients for them. Now, when I say spiritual food, can you get a lift if you are down in the dumps? Because sometimes I won't hear that. Don't teach me nothing today. Pastor, you need to have a word and you need to bring me up out of here today because I'm on the edge. Can you get that? And last, do you feel as though you belong? Amen. Go through it again. There's a witness in your spirit. You get spiritually challenged. You fit in with the people, a congregation. You agree with the vision. It's able to equip you to do what you're supposed to do. You get spiritually fed there and you belong there. Anytime you want to be the Lone Ranger and you want to be out there all on your own, you need to know you're going to fight it on your own. There's more than one reason to be planted in the house of the Lord. Now you have not just the heavenly cloud of witnesses who are watching over the banisters of heaven and cheering you on. You got all us to back you up. In prayer, who praying for you? If you apostle so-and-so with 2 people following you, and both of them people on the street corner, who is praying your strength in the Lord, as they like to say, in the middle of the night? Who's interceding for you? Who's lifting you up? Because you cannot do it 24/7 yourself. You need to plant yourself and stop potting yourself. They'll come and sit in your church for a minute. They bring their pot, put it on the altar, the potted plant. See, there's one right here, but it ain't real. And the minute you offend them, or you tell them, oh, before you prophesy here, you're going to spend 2 years here just sitting. Forget y'all. Y'all don't appreciate me. See, I had a word from the Lord for y'all, but none of y'all getting that word. Take your word. Your pot and your shallow root system and get out. Go down the street with the same pot. But notice this, Miss Pat. The plant don't ever grow no more. The same fruit. They got 2 lemons on that tree, and they're going to have 2 lemons when they go to the next ministry, because the intricacy of the root system has not been unleashed. So if you share your 2 lemons with us, because we're going to drink lemonade, we're going to squeeze you, brother. If you share your 2 lemons with us, what you got? Because you know it took you all year to get them 2 lemons. Your season is over. Due season is over. How do season come in one week and out the next week? Is anybody being helped in here today? You got to plant yourself. When you become planted, you will draw something from the ground that is able to sustain you and empower you to produce the fruit that you are. You are fruit. You bring forth fruit because you are fruit. You are the fruit of Yeshua. He was the first fruit and he produced you. Unfortunately, too many people never allow themselves to be planted. Your root system is never able to hook up to anything. You will never find the nutrients you need because you refuse to be planted. But when you plant yourself in the house of the Lord, he said you will flourish in his courts. The scripture promises that those who are planted will flourish. This word means, to flourish means to break forth as a new bud. In other words, you will break through. Those who are planted have breakthroughs in their life. You know you can be sitting up in here and not planted. You could have been sitting in here for 10 years and never planted yourself. So much going on, you know. You can put a potted plant in the middle of the field until you get up close on it. You don't know it's potted. Because the foliage of all the other things that's growing hides it. Until you go over there to pluck it. You lift it up in the whole pot. What is this out here in the field? To be planted means I commit myself. I commend myself to the services, first of all, of Yahweh in this house. I tie myself. He's already chosen a place for you to be planted. He has somewhere he wants you to put down a root system. He knows exactly what we need to develop ourselves spiritually and in the natural.